ministry is very central to the church. One of the ways that I always like to remember this, I heard a story of someone who went to London and they were touring the great cathedrals. And it was a tourist destination, not really a place for vibrant worship anymore. And they were learning about the missionary movement that had come out of London and the missionary society and how they'd reached the world. But the sad thing about it was they told the world, but they did not tell their children. And within a generation, the vibrancy that had been in England was no more. And the reality is we are always only one generation away from extinction in the Christian faith. So the charge for us to carefully place the gospel into the next generation is critical. And we also know from research and from experience that people are much more open to receiving the gospel as children than they ever will be again in their lives. So children's ministry is not only important to the church, it's central to the survival.
Ministry to children is essential to the church because the church itself is not made up merely of 50-year-olds who are working on their golf game. The church is the children, and they are vital to the growth of the kingdom. There are so many instances in Scripture where you see children as instrumental in major movements. You know, you think about a young servant girl being able to point faithfully to God's servant when Naaman's freaking out. There's many, many other examples beside. One of the things that I've seen culturally that also reinforce this idea of the centrality of children's ministry to the vitality of the church is that you have cultural forces like other traditions within the church, like say the Jesuits in the Roman Catholic tradition, who say, give us your child until age 5 and we'll give you Catholics for a lifetime. We've even seen that, that kind of approach played out by those who are selling us cheeseburgers. I mean, when was the last time 30-year-olds or 40-year-olds went to McDonald's because they liked the food? My guess is that it had a lot more to do with the Happy Meal and the toy that comes with it. So there's obviously a very big connection between the movements of culture, the movements of people in general, and the centrality of being able to connect well with the next generation that's coming up.